Thank you so much for joining us today. We know it was very difficult with the rain and all for everyone to make it out. We don't blame anyone for wanting to stay in where it's safe and warm under a blanket with the rain. There's nothing wrong with that. So 1 Million Cups started 5 years ago. For those who haven't been here before, it is a nonprofit organization that is owned and run by the Kauffman Foundation. It started in Kansas City as a way for them to meet local entrepreneurs in their area, and has since spread to over 115 other states, other locations, not other states. Dallas is one of the top 10 locations because the community is so awesome and we have so many cool people that come out every morning, every Wednesday morning. And after the presentations, please feel free to hang out and get to know the local Dallas entrepreneur community. They're a lot of fun and I promise they don't bite. If you haven't downloaded the 1 Million Cups app, it is pretty cool and it allows you to give feedback and get in touch with presenters even after 1 Million Cups, and it's a great way for us to help the community by just like learning more about you guys. So if you haven't, check out the 1 Million Cups app on the App Store. And we're going to go ahead and get started today. Our first presenter is actually in reverse order of this slide, but it is going to be on-demand car care with Lee Downing. Please stand up and give him a round of applause. Thank you.
Morning, guys. Thank you so much for coming and supporting our local startup community. Download the app. Like us on Facebook. Don't tweet at me because I don't do that.
Right on. Good man. It's already a good indicator.
All right. Who here likes going to get their oil changed? Waiting for inspection? Checking your tires? No one does, right? Absolutely no one. We spend 2 hours a day in our car. The average American spends 2 hours a day in their car, and yet you probably know very little to nothing about it. And it's probably one of your largest investments as well, I would be willing. Takes you to work, gets you home, gets you to see family, keeps you safe on the road. And people aren't taking care of them. Why? Well, because it's painful. Terribly painful. So one of the biggest problems is your loss of time. Who's been into a discount tire and sat there for 4 hours? Okay, 50-60% of us. As I said before, most people are do it for me. 80% of our community is, and that leads to a lack of knowledge about your vehicle. Do you not know? You don't know how things work on it. You don't know when things need done. And the problem gets even deeper when you go to these lube shops or your service center and you realize that the entire industry is built on an upsell. So you don't know what's going on and they're trying to sell you everything. It leads to some pretty nasty situations. And let's be honest, you don't keep any receipts or write it in a little book that's in your glove box. And when you go to sell it, you have nothing to present to the new owner of the vehicle. So what is on-demand car care? We are autopilot for your vehicle care. Concierge-based vehicle cares with a set of local vetted service providers. So our concierge will come to you at your home or office, pick up your car, take it to be cleaned. We can do general maintenance. We can take it to the dealership. We can have diagnostic work done on it. We can have quotes done for you. Whatever you need done. We charge on a flat, transparent fee. And it's all web and app based, so you can see us move across your phone as you would with DoorDash or Favor or Uber. How it works, pretty much just told you. Download the app. We have a very mobile, mobile-friendly website. So hop on there, find your date and time. Drop your pin, pick your service, concierge comes to you, picks up your vehicle, we can grab the keys from your secretary, whatever you need to do, throw them in the mailbox, take it, have it cleaned, change the oil, bring it back to you. And we're getting pretty good in our logistics. We, as far as time goes, we're very, very rarely late, either taking or delivering back. The market's enormous. This doesn't even include dealership numbers. So you can see lots of potential in the market. So what's your concern? Well, there's somebody driving your vehicle, precious Betsy, that you've had since your senior year of college. And don't worry though, Betsy is fully insured. We've got 2 policies that actually cover us. We have a hired not owned, and then we have a secondary that runs in the background if anything else should happen. A couple $1 million in liability and a couple $1 million in collision. It's very comprehensive. So your car's safe with us. We do background checks on all of our drivers, drug test everything. We have a no tolerance policy. If you screw up driving a car, you're done with us. And as far as your auto shop goes, so we use vetted service providers, as I said before. These guys, they go through a lot of background checks themselves. We go through their insurance. They come with warranties. Almost every one of our services is a 12-month, 12,000 mile warranty. So here's the cool part. So here's the model, right? You as a consumer, you all of a sudden have this service provider who's going to take care of your car and not try to upsell you because he wants to continue to serve us on-demand car care. And if we find out that he's upselling our customers, then we're no longer going to use him. What's he get out of it? He gets reoccurring revenue with no cost of acquisition for his customers. So all he has to do is take care of us, take care of our customers, and he sees a continual stream of revenue. And what do we get? We get long-term customers. When people sign up for it and use us, they use us for, we have nearly less than a 5% drop rate right now. There's some competition. Most of them are brick and mortar. There's some guys out of Silicon that raised a little money. They're doing some other stuff. Better skip over that. Affiliate programs. That's how we're growing. Affiliate program, discount tire, Jiffy Lube, things like that. Buildings, country clubs, that sort of thing, and through customer referral. That's what it looks like. It's pretty cool. Download the app, you can see it yourself. And we're out of time, I believe. Thank you.
All right, thanks for the presentation. So as we go into the Q&A for 15 minutes, first thing I'd like to ask is when you ask the question, just give us your name right quick and then ask the question. So the first question is, what can the community do for you?
I need advisors. I need people in the industry, in that space, that have scaled large-scale service companies. And as far as technology, anything in that industry that you think could be of use to a service or product like this, I would love to have your advice or connect with you.
All right. So you said as far as competition goes, you've got some boys out in Silicon Valley doing something maybe. Well, I just got back from Austin a week or two. There was a blockchain conference I was at, and my cousin is an angel investor down there, and she constantly bemoans how Austin has virtually no angel investors or VCs. But she says out in Silicon, there's 100 on every block. So, you know, if there's boys out in Silicon, it seems to me like they might be pretty well funded. And so there might be a little more competition than it sounds like you're putting out. Like, what is your position? I mean, I'm not going to ask how well you're funded, but I mean, what is the real competition in this space? And
You can't ask that.
and if not,
So Cardash launched 3 months ago. I think they raised in their Series A 5.3, but they're focusing. Their model's a little different. We run on a subscription model. once a month, once a quarter, we come pick up your car, check it, make sure everything's running right, bring it back to you. We obviously do one-offs, but that's where our real goal is subscription membership. They're focusing more on diagnostic work, so diagnostic and repair work. So if you have a light on, you send them a little quote, tell them what's wrong with your car, they come pick it up. Yeah, and it's silicon money, right? So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I mean, they're so new. Everything's so new. It'll be interesting to see.
Hey, my name is Rocky. I had a quick question of if I bought the concierge service, how much more is it to get an oil change or a car wash compared to what market prices are? Is it like a 15% surcharge compared to what market prices are? Or
Yeah. So what's interesting is we built everything out on a flat, transparent fee. Obviously, I was saying before, the upsell in the industry is absolutely terrible, and that's what I wanted to stay away from, is adding that 20% that's snuck into your bill, right? So for a one-time service fee, if you need an oil change, we're going to come pick up your car. It's going to cost you about $50. Let's pick it up, take it, have the service done, bring it back to you. Now, you're going to have to pay for that oil change, but you also receive a discount from that service provider because we have fleet designation with all of them. So you're going to see a 15 to 20% reduced fee in your service price, but you have that upfront cost. Now, if you're on a subscription basis with us, you're going to see a 20 to 30% discount on that $50 fee.
Quick question. So I'm actually looking at your app and everything, and I'm actually quite curious to know, do you guys have anything for, let's say, I want to have, I guess like I want to add another car onto this and everything, because if I have multiple cars. So let's say one for me, I guess every 4 weeks, I want to, I want to get an oil change or something like that. Also add my girlfriend as well. Is there anything like that?
Yeah, so it's just it's a scheduler, basically. It's a very simple scheduler. So if you want to add 2 cars to a subscription service, you just have 2 accounts. It'll be on the same account, but you will have 2 separate booking services that will reference which vehicle you need done.
Hey, good morning, I'm Michael. So you referenced that you're already in market, this is working, correct? So why don't you talk a little bit about your success to date, your numbers that are going to be interesting to us that might support you in some way. I'd love to hear about the track record to date and what you've learned from that that's good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah, absolutely. So as a service company, we launched out of the gate, we tried to bootstrap the entire company. Obviously, to grow and scale in a quick and fashionable manner, you've got to have a little bit of funding. But most of the company is bootstrapped. We're doing about anywhere from 6 to 10 K in revenue a month. We've been soft launched for about a year, and we finally had a launch party, came out of kind of stealth mode last month. So right now we're just trying to prove out the model, prove that it was something that people needed and something that people wanted. We have 45 people on subscription, where they're getting a monthly, weekly, quarterly cleaning, and all their services are taken care of through us. And like I said, we have less than a 5% drop rate at this point after a year of operating.
Hi, this is Sharad, both a mentor and an entrepreneur. Great concept. So the question is, if I have a problem where my car makes a click, click, click noise when I turn left, I have to explain that to the concierge, and then the concierge has to explain that to the technician. Is there any feedback, any issue with kind of getting that stuff getting lost in translation there?
Absolutely. I'll be completely transparent with you. There is issues. A click, click, click would definitely be an issue where we would try to explain that. And all of our concierges have technical automotive backgrounds, so they can help with that process. But if you need a true repair done, we're more of a transportation service between you and the service provider. We don't want to get in the middle of your radiator repair. Now, your oil change, absolutely, we'll take that from top to bottom and make sure that everything's handled there. But if you need a new transmission, we can move it back and forth to the shop. But all the ins and outs, it's impossible to make both parties happy.
Great presentation. This is working.
Thank you.
Thank you. What about other services, like, can you sell my car? Can you get me insurance? Can you, I don't know, do other things for me, other than just transport my car and get detailed service?
I mean, absolutely. That's something that we're looking for in the future as we build out our affiliate programs. I'd love to integrate with Carfax, right? So now every record that you ever had of us taking care of your vehicle will be integrated with your Carfax. We can go sell your car. It's all right there. Boom. I would love to integrate with Kelly Blue Book. We've got Carable here in town selling used cars through these, using all these records to increase the value of your car. These are all things that we're moving towards, but we're very young, and there's a lot of legs, and we're just watching and seeing how we can integrate.
Hi there, my name is Mackenzie. Sorry to derail on some of this, but I have a question that's more about the why. So, how the backstory. So, how did you get into this? Why are you doing this? What made you even try to tackle it? What's your background? How long? All the things, you know?
Yeah, I think I know all the things. So I'm an automotive guy, background, spent a lot of time ASE certified in a few things, and I was constantly getting harassed by all of my friends and family on almost a daily basis on vehicle care, or I was constantly finding myself upset with people because not with them, but with mechanics or whatever, because they were being upsold. I think the real last straw was I had a friend of mine who had like a brand new Mini Cooper, had like 10,000 miles on it. She went in, she was so proud of herself, like 17 years old, went in, had everything taken care of, and she spent $700 to get the radiator flushed on a 20,000 mileage on a Mini Cooper. I don't know, most of you probably don't know what that means, but it means she panhandled out $700 basically. And it was really disheartening to me, and I was like, man, if I could save people, I could save people from this upsell. This is such an easy thing to do. Back then, that's what I was thinking back then. And then and it just started building out, and I spent about a year working on logistics and looking at software and trying to figure out how to make it work. And it came through. We put it all together. It started working. People started using it, and as I said, we launched a month ago, and not looking back.
Any other questions?
Geographically, where are you, and how do you plan to scale up with all the different service providers you'll have to work with in each market?
So most of our service providers are within a 5-mile radius of, well, let me start up. So we're inside of 820 in Fort Worth right now. We launched in that small market, just help with logistics to do that. We're fixing to expand into North Dallas in Q1 18, hopefully January. We'll see for sure. Logistics aren't that hard. It's pretty easy to find out if a shop is worth their salt or not. You can look at their reviews, you can go in, talk to them, see what kind of insurance they have, and see how they treat their customers, and it's pretty apparent. So vetting shops is not such an issue. Yeah, did that answer your question?
Yeah, I just wanted to, it sounds like you're local and will stay kind of in DFW for a while, and then are you planning to go beyond that?
Yeah. So the whole goal, we didn't get time to talk about it, but an affiliate. What we really want to do is fit into some affiliate programs. As I said before, who wants to go sit at Discount Tire for 4 hours, right? No one wants to go sit in a dealership all afternoon. And let's be honest, they give you time, they tell you you have a spot, and you show up, and it's never available. So I think our real goal is to capture the DFW market, show a functioning service, a functioning prototype, and partner with some of these larger affiliate or some of these larger companies and corporations where we can come in and say, let's do a pilot program, let's see how this works in DFW, and try to expand from there.
And so there's time for one final question.
Hi, I was wondering if you have
shops that specialize in specific cars? So like if I have a BMW and you take my BMW, is that BMW gonna go to like a BMW authorized service provider or a BMW shop, or is it not quite like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, absolutely. So obviously we're not going to take your twin turbo M5 to Jiffy Lube. They don't carry the filters, and no one knows what they're looking at. Yeah, so there is a bit of that, but it's very easily understandable. European cars go to European shops, and then everything else goes to your domestic shops.
You actually have time for one more.
Thanks. My name's Chad. I got a question about pricing. You said like there's one transparent fee across, but that has to be different across your different service offerings, right? So can you kind of explain that?
Yeah, it's kind of based on the time commitment. So it's generally about $50 for an hour time commitment.
Okay.
It's kind of how we work it. But if you need a 7-hour detail, right, you need paint correction or something done, right, it's going to be like probably $60 for drop off and pickup. When I say transparent, when you book or you look at the app, it tells you right there. This is what it costs.
So what about fees associated with the actual service that needs to be performed? There's probably, one of the reasons they're bringing you in, one of the reasons I would hire you guys is like, go negotiate on my behalf. I don't know what I'm talking about. So is there a fee sharing after that or am I paying that fee as well?
No, there's no commission base on anything that we do.
Okay.
We're staying away from that completely.
You're just playing middleman.
We're just playing middleman.
Okay.
We have your best interest in our.
Okay.
We want you as a customer for the rest of your life, for the rest of the time you own a vehicle, and we're never going to do that sharing commission ever.
Cool, thanks.
And that was our final question. Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lee, with On Demand Car Care. That was a really good presentation. Really awesome questions. Thank you so much, everyone. And I also want to take a moment to thank our amazing sponsors, without which we wouldn't be here today. And so I want to give looks like we have some slide. Yeah, so thank you so much to Reap Marketing for coming out and bringing coffee. We actually have a word that Mackenzie would like to give to everyone, so give her a round of applause.
Thank you guys for coming. I'm glad it's such a small crowd today. I like it more intimate anyway. We are sponsoring the coffee. My name is Mackenzie. I work with Bryce Macbeth with Reap Marketing. He's a triple entrepreneur. He came from IBM. He started his own e-commerce business, B2B e-commerce business actually, and now he goes around speaking and coaching and teaching about all the ways that he has, all the analytic background, all the things he's used to grow all of these businesses. And the reason we're sponsoring is because we are offering a beta program to anyone here at 1 Million Cups for free. That is geared for startups and small businesses. We know that as a startup and a small business, you have to wear a lot of hats. The CEO, the CMO, the CFO, the COO, you are all those things. It's hard to stay on task and on track for each one. And there's so many shiny objects that you're wanting to kind of get involved in. So the goal of our beta program is that we are sending you a strategic, quick hit, individualized, personalized, customized, unique direction to you weekly so that you can stay on track, stay focused, and move the needle forward in any of your marketing efforts. So if you're interested, come talk to me afterwards. And that's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Mackenzie. Their program actually is pretty cool. I signed up like a week ago, and they've already given me some actionable feedback on my company's website. If you're wondering what the feedback was, I didn't have a call to action above the fold for my website, and they're like, hey, you should probably have that there. Which actually, I probably should, so thank you for that, Mackenzie. Next, I'd like to thank our video sponsor, Michael Bruner, who's actually going to be giving our next presentation, so we'll hold your applause for that guy. And then thank you so much for Katu. Please give them a huge round of applause. They brought the food. And thank you also the deck for helping us and hosting this in this space. We wouldn't be here today at all without the deck. And if you're interested in working from the deck, it is a co-working space, and they provide space for entrepreneurs without their own offices, and they offer a lot of other services too. So if you're curious and want to learn more, Emmanuel and Rachel are in the back. If y'all can raise your hands, they're really cool people. You should say hi to them afterwards. And yeah, so round of applause for the deck. Thank you so much, guys. And yeah, so free co-working on Wednesday. Yeah, stick around, hang out, work in the air conditioning, away from the rain. It'll be great. Yeah, and so our video sponsor is actually one of our volunteer coordinators. His name is Michael Berner. He's a great guy. He's the one responsible for getting 1 million kept videos onto YouTube, and he also owns his own video production company. And today he's here to talk to us about. Can we get? Actually, I have your picture. That's my fault. I'm so sorry, everyone. Pet My Picture. It's really cool. He's going to tell you all about it. Please stand up and give him a round of applause.
Hello. Is it ready to go? Is it in like it's not in the full mode, is it? Or did I just cleared? Oh. Oh. Hey, there we go. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. And from the clapping of hands, I can tell people are a little weirded out by the name probably a little bit. I'm not sure if they should be clapping for it. But I assure you it's all in good fun. And yeah, so I'm a little unprepared because I was asked last minute to do this, so give me some grace, or don't give me any grace, and insert me a part after. So, the story of Pet My Picture is one that is a little odd. I started doing something called the 365 in 2015, and it resulted in one of these. I was really trying to experiment with just the whole medium of photography and like compositing and just Photoshop tricks. And yeah, so I basically started just doing a little bit more kind of artistically inclined work, and I only did one. And so I really only did one of these back then and only just started doing them again this year. And these are just kind of like the combination words for how this all came together. So Corgi, I just needed a dog, and then we were house sitting for a dog. And then both the combination of lighting and Photoshop kind of created this fun portrait. So, as an example of how this works, I take a picture of myself with the pose. I don't worry about my face, because obviously I wasn't really there. And then take a picture of the background. So those are my two foundation image, and then I have one more that I do where I put the animal of choice in the clothes that I'm wearing. And that is for the sake of the fur to like help seamlessly blend pet and owner together, and it looks super real. So it's not a lot of work, actually. I mean, maybe I say that because I'm a little bit more experienced in it and I've been doing it a while, but truly it's not. So I cut my face out with the background, and then I just dropped the dog head in there and cut that out, and then I combine it with my body and dog body for that. And here are some more examples. That's a pig. People own pet pigs in Texas, which is very surprising. But the pig was a little difficult. The scarf was the key giveaway here, so you can't really fit a pig in a top. So you basically just throw the scarf around and hope for the best, which I did. That dog, legitimately the dog itself, is pretty much from the second, or the bottom button is all dog, you know? So the dog is wearing that shirt, which makes for a very fun experience for a pet, and, well, maybe not the pet, but the owner for sure. This is a dog doing yoga. And this is actually someone who sells yoga mats. This Dogma, if you want to look her up, she's real great. And so I kind of just did this for her own page. And this is a cat. This cat was not happy. Cats do not like doing this. Some do, and I'll show you a very happy cat. Oh, this is a sad dog. And that cat's not happy. But it looked like he was trying to drink the wine, so I liked it. And that's a dog drinking coffee. That dog was very cooperative. Oh, these two, they're great. This is actually, here's the thing. This is the same person. So I just blended the owner twice to create, her weird contraption. So this cat, super friendly and totally got into it. And that's completely, really easy done. I'll show you, there's more. So the pricing breakdown. I don't really know what I'm doing. This business has no market. I'm here now with everyone as my audience, and you are my witnesses to know whether this will sell at all. Some people have shown interest, but when they find out that I'm charging, they don't like it. So I do $200 for the first kind of like very baseline, and that's actually super affordable considering that most portrait sessions are like $300-400. So this is like my discount rate, like please help me, right? So the 200, you get one final image and mid-sized canvas print. Ooh, how about that? 300, you get final image, larger canvas. Haven't figured out the sizes because, I was asked yesterday to do this. And 5 behind-the-scenes images of kind of in the making of, and like, maybe just like a shot of you and your pet together on, whatever surface you guys are shooting this in. So here is the larger like size package, which you get a final image, so the cool one, the large canvas print, and about 20 behind-the-scenes images and canvas. So as you can see, here are the animals in the clothes. There's the cat. So that cat held it together. And that's like another shot of like, this is kind of very typical pet portraiture, so I'm including that into that 400. So you already have, like that price point, and you're getting a really cool, like quirky image, and then you're also getting like normal stuff that a normal pet portrait artist would give you. So that's kind of like I think this will work. Humor me, and then cheers. That's it. Help me out.
Great presentation. So going into the 15-minute Q&A, first question is, how can we help you as a community?
Okay, help me go to my show. I put little flyers around, so I'm having a gallery opening and launch party on the 18th of November, and it's going to be a lot more, like, I shot 2 chickens wearing cool, trendy hipster clothes, so you're gonna love that. They did not ask for that. I asked them if I could take pictures of their chickens, so I have no idea if chickens will ever be a market, but we'll see. So November 18th, I'm gonna have that gallery showing, south side of Lamar, super easy. It's just outside, there's a little map. The website is not live because I did not expect to present, but you can definitely come to the show. And the website will be launched by then, so that's all the information.
I don't think I mentioned this last time. My name is Tyler. It seems to me like you might want to pivot this as less of a business in, hey, we'll shoot your dog in some funny clothes. I mean, hey, I love those as much as everybody else, and everybody else obviously loved it. But making, now maybe for your less expensive packages, that would be your sell, but it seems for your larger ones, what you're really selling is pet portraits. And I know people pay for that. I know people who do pay for that. And, so including that, not, maybe the dog dressed up in the human clothes, maybe that's not just an accessory, but making that not the entire focus, especially for your $300 and $400 ones. It's more of a, hey, we're doing pet portraits, and, hey, we're doing this silly picture, which is not just an accessory, but it is not the entire focus of why you're paying $400.
It's great. No, I think that's really valid for like at least marketing it. So.
Hey, my name is Rocky. I know it's a bit of a kind of like a goofy app. Maybe it's like a more fun kind of an experience. The one daunting thing is that when people see $200-300, the market that I think you're really leveraging is the younger kids, the teens. Because I see my nieces and nephews, they spend all day just trading memes with each other and taking pictures, using snap filters, creating all kinds of stuff, and they do it to me all the time. So I know there's some statistic out there that I've read that like in every minute, bajillion memes are being traded online. So I understand that there's a demand, or some, people are looking forward to doing these things. my one thing is that teen market is going to see a $200-300 price tag and be floored. So have you looked at maybe doing more of a ad revenue generator through mobile apps and kind of figuring out how to just make this more of a free platform and try to use ad spaces on your apps to kind of generate some income, rather than having that upfront barrier where you're going to exclude a lot of kids that would probably be your direct market, right?
I mean, I'm assuming. I've heard a couple like guesstimations on what my market looks like, so that would also help. Also, can I ask a question to the audience real quick? Who here has heard of Pop Your Pup? Okay, that's a very, very specific like kind of industry where they basically take a picture of your pet, you upload it, and then they create pop art out of it, and they make T-shirts and canvases and all this stuff for you. I asked the same crowd that I was asking whether they would buy mine or buy that, and none of them bought it. So somebody's obviously buying it because they have like 325,000 followers on Instagram, and you know they're super popular. The price points are way all over the place, but I'm very curious who you think the market is and whether this could sell. So go ahead.
Hey, I'm Michael. Thanks for being here. This is really a fun idea. Now, I'm older than that guy, for sure. So I say people that have got some money, unlike teenagers, people spend crazy money on their pets. That is not expensive. I think you have a high-end market opportunity because people spend crazy money on their pets. They just do. So anyway, that's just, I would offer another opinion about what is the market, what's your market opportunity.
Yeah, no, appreciate that.
I think it's probably interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah, just to piggyback off that, I was pretty much going to say the same thing. I'll take the mic. Sorry, I just hijacked you.
No worries, I got it.
Yeah, I want to say the same thing. The market, it's going to be however you define it to be. If you're going to go after teenagers, then of course you're going to have to expect to go, on an app platform and these sort of things. But if you're taking this as an art form, and you're thinking about families that want this on their home, and these are homes that maybe, 2 million plus homes. I think that ought to be your audience, and make this an art form.
The way that I'm kind of doing this is high art. Like high is weird. Like maybe even you need to be high to enjoy it, but it's still great. Anyway.
No, I wanted to double piggyback on all that because I work with a pet care business. They run out of Uptown at Mutt's Canine Cantina, and they have 70 dogs they take care of throughout the day. The market is insane for pet care. It actually grew during the recession. It's a $63 billion industry. It's the seventh biggest industry in the United States. It's ridiculous. So when people are really sad in a recession, they buy dogs because they want companionship and all that.
Not cats.
Not cats. Different story, actually. But no, so I think your market, especially given your style, your personal style, and your flair, I would definitely go high-end, kind of almost like exclusivity factor, play on that. And you have your personal style that's congruent with more exclusivity and high value. I would even ramp up your price, honestly. Obviously, you got to get some singles and doubles under your belt first, but there's definitely a huge market here. But play to the adults and maybe the more seasoned people who have that expendable income.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to caveat off that, the people that I've done this for, they love it so much. Like I've never seen anybody so excited that I've taken a picture of them.
Yeah.
Because it's not them, and they love that it's not their face. Because they love their pets more than they love themselves, I think.
So I'm just trying to figure out, is there any way that I can send you a picture of a couch in my wall, and then a picture of my dog in my shirt, and then you send me back some cool stuff?
If I'm very specific and you are very good at following directions, I could do it.
Because I think that's a market. For $100, I send you a few pictures, you blend them.
No, I like that. I like that a lot.
Hi. Well, I'm a professional photographer too, so I'm very aware of how much professional retouchers charge, right? So, for instance, the guys who you can see their work in the top tier magazines, fashion magazines, they charge about $60 the hour, right? And these are the top of the top of the top of the best retouchers. And you can have professional retouchers or guys who are really starting out and they have amazing retouch for $15 the hour. So again, pricing is going to be, you're going to define that and you're going to find your market and maybe, you just have a niche and people are going to pay that. I just kind of concerned, how do you scale this? how you can have 1,000 clients instead of having 1 or 2 a day. I mean, I'm talking how do you take this to the next level? How do you plan to scale this? Because I think that it's okay to have a niche market, right? But the idea, I think at least, would be nice to have a plan to how to scale this to have millions of your artwork out there. How do you do that?
I have no idea. I'm one person, and these price points are not travel happy or travel comfortable, so I have really no idea. Especially because to do that would mean expanding the team and working with retouchers and photographers who can at least adapt that style. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, great concept. I think it's interesting. I like the idea of skewing more towards the bespoke, which means your pricing is probably a little bit low. There have been times that I've been out on my bike cycling and you'll see 3 and 4 photographers with lighting and all that stuff in public spaces shooting pictures of pets. So people spend money on this, and I think the custom nature of this, how it can be specific like the one there, means that it has greater value.
Yeah, and these are professionally lit too, so I just get in there and it takes me less than an hour and I'm out. So.
Yeah, so scalability is one of your biggest challenges because it does require you on site with equipment to do it right, and that's why I think people will pay for that. If you want to look towards the broader market, something like Lee asked, where if someone could upload and get a slightly different product, it can't look like this, else you'll never get people paying you hundreds of dollars, but that may be something to think about later. Test the concept and see on your market, but then I would also include with the package something that's shareable. So an image with your hashtag or your site, because people love that. Look what I did. This is a crazy picture of me and my dog. It's going out on social media and that's going to be shared, and that's good marketing for you.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. And also just a quick heads up, this logo was created in a day by a dear friend of mine named Janelle Baker, and her partner and her boyfriend is back here. If you want that logo, if you want logos like that, please talk to him with the hat. His name's David. Anyway, sorry.
Absolutely. I actually just wanted to validate your price point. Actually, I literally just texted my girlfriend when I saw that, and I'm like, "We're doing this," and she was like, "Yeah!" And so like, I think your target market is obviously young professionals with who love their pets. My girlfriend's a great example of that. So I can definitely say in regards to your price point, and me also interacting with a lot of young professionals. Honestly, I think that your price point's hit the nail on the head. So,
thank you so much. And also, if you come on the 18th, there will be a free chance to win a pet portrait session. Put your name in the hat. So, hey, not you.
Okay, so it's me again. So as far as your scaling goes, if you are positioning yourself towards a more bespoke market, I think especially initially, but throughout the life of your company, as far as your scaling goes, you would need to, you need more photographers. You would have to know those photographers very well, vet everything, because you gave a great presentation. It was very entertaining. I liked the way that you presented yourself, the product. It was and that's something that especially, these people who are going to be paying, if you raise your price point, 600, 700, 800, however much, that's part of what they're paying for, is your personality, your touch, the custom part of you that you are adding to all of that. And so that's something you would need to make sure each of your photographers have as you would scale. They can have that kind of quirky, that personal touch, the comfort with people and animals, and make it a positive experience for everybody. I think that would be a very large part of your scaling. And so I think, it might come from, I know some photographers, some friends I've gotten, and I'm sure that you do as well if you're doing this, at least semi-professionally, then I think a lot of it's going to be your own social network and reaching out and to people that you feel comfortable with already carrying on. Sorry.
Thank you. That's really good.
Okay, we have time for one last question.
Yeah, I'll tell you what gets me, what I would pay for, because I love my dog too. I named him Rugi after Roofnet Odor. I'm a Rangers fan. I would pay to have my dog's, if you could somehow Photoshop my dog's face onto Rugi on the field making a play or hitting a ball. That would be amazing. Because then I would have Rugi on the field at the Ranger Ballpark, in action. I think that would be awesome. That to me was, I'd prefer that over my body.
I've actually had requests for families that wanted their kids photoshopped into like a Pixar movie, like riding a dragon or a dinosaur or whatever. And I was like, that's a very different thing, but that's still very valid. I mean, and that's very doable if you just if you shot it right. Like I would have to go to your house, I would look at the picture you want, and then I would look at your dog, and I'd be like, all right, dog, look that way, and then I'd take the picture, and then we'd get it done. So.
Good luck with that.
One more quick one.
All right, Michael.
Oh, Mackenzie.
Clearly, you're a man of vision. You see things, right? Is there any new things you're working on in the horizon?
Oh, well.
That you would like to share with the group?
Oh my
Maybe
goodness.
not, I don't know.
Not
You're the
now.
man of vision, right?
Well, okay, it's coming, probably January, Andrew. Yeah, maybe January. I'm going to be presenting again. It's a lot more serious of a venture that involves creating like legacy content, video content for older family members, like grandparents, kind of creating like documentary style Nat Geo, like quality video production on the scale of like wedding videography and the same price point, but for your grandparents or parents based on your age. But very interested to present that later on. And also I have an improv show tonight at the Dallas Comedy House, 8 o'clock.